Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Got a good one for you today. Today is the day officially, let me go ahead and do this, that I pull everything out of this vehicle in preparation for a complete refresh. I'm talking seats, I'm talking headliner, I'm talking blacking everything out in here, and then we're also gonna clean a lot of things. So we're gonna do this in kind of stages. I'm not sure how I'm gonna break this up, but the first things first, we gotta get these seats out. As you probably already know, I have new Recaros to put in here. I'll be taking out the back seats as well, and don't have new of those, but I will be cleaning these. And then once we get everything out, I'll decide what to do with the carpet. I may or may not pull it out of the car. I initially did not want to do that. We'll see how it looks. I do want to get it cleaned. Don't necessarily have to take it out, but it'd be better to take it out, obviously, and get an overall clean. And then once we get all that stuff, we're gonna go ahead and start stripping the headliner off, as well as all the trim pieces, getting those painted black. And then we'll be redoing the headliner with a black suede. So we got a lot to do. As you can clearly tell, we already got rid of the steering wheel, and that's getting done on a separate video. So you guys will see that completely different. But let's get started. We got a lot to do. I'm gonna take my time with this. So first things first, I'm gonna get these seats out of here. So you do have to remove the center area over there, and then it should be simple, just a couple bolts. So we'll get those out, we'll get the back seats, and then we'll go from there. All right, guys, quick update. 2 screws right over there, take those out, and that should allow you to pull the center console. Yes, I am gonna clean all this. I'd never realized it was so dirty in here. So that'll be getting cleaned. But once you do that, that exposes that bolt right there for the seat. And it's 4 bolts all together on each side. I didn't think this through very well. And as you can tell, we got no steering wheel. I went ahead and put tape there just so we don't mess with the clock spring. But I don't have much room on the other side, so I'm gonna try to, I could push the car forward and then pull it back, but I'm afraid that it might turn just a little bit, and that'll mess with our steering wheel later. So I think I'm going to remove this one and then try to remove the passenger seat through the same. Hopefully I can get it through this way. We'll see what happens. All right, guys, and just like that, the whole interior is pretty much out. As far as the seats go, you guys already know I'm replacing the fronts, so I'm not too worried about those. As far as the rears, these do need some work. I did buy an extractor, so I'll be using that on these. But nobody really sits back here, so as long as I can get them clean, I don't really care about the cushioning and all that stuff. And the back part of the rear seat's not too bad, just a little dusty, so we'll get that cleaned up as well. As far as the interior, gotta love the simplicity of this car. So everything in here, man, in this day and age, it's just really really nice to have a vehicle that's so easy to work on. And a lot of it has to do with Mitsubishi just being cheap, but nonetheless, it's still pretty easy. 4 bolts for each seat, and then you got the 2 latches back here, and then you got a couple bolts that hold the top, and that's pretty much it. Pretty simple. You could have this done in easily 30 minutes. I took my time with it. I don't want to scratch anything. But as far as what's next, the carpet is not as bad as I thought it was, so I don't think I'll be removing it. I think I'm just going to go ahead and clean it from here. So we'll vacuum it and then use the extractor once we get the headliner out. And that's what's next. So next up, I'm going to get started on removing the trim pieces, and then we'll get the headliner out. I am going to take my time with this because I don't want to mess anything up. This is unknown territory for me, so a little bit concerned, but we'll get through it. I'm going to start with the easy stuff. So there's a couple screws up there, and then we'll move on to the pillars. Should be pretty basic. I've taken these out before. It's not too bad. They're held by these like alligator clips, and then I'll go ahead and wedge a little trim tool piece in there to get that out. I am a little bit concerned about that just because I don't know what it looks like down there. And then same thing with that. And then last but not least, we got those clips back there. Those. And Should be pretty cut and dry. I just hope I don't break anything. I'm gonna take it easy on the recording just because this is all unknown territory to me. So I'm gonna focus on not breaking anything. All right, guys, made significant progress and pretty much got everything out except for the headliner. And I cannot express to you how easy it is to remove everything. There's only one thing that's somewhat difficult, and I learned how to do it, so I'll explain it to you guys. But everything is pretty much out. All that I have to do is pull the headliner out, and I'm still kind of worried about how that's going to happen. But just to go over the process, you just tug on these pillars right over here on both the fronts, and honestly, it's just one clip up top and then a couple of those alligator clips that look like that. Other than that, pretty easy. Those pop right off. I'll go ahead and hop inside the car. All right, while you're inside, these are easy. So you're gonna have to, I had an actual, I used a little knife that I've been using, that actual knife right over there, and I wedged it right in here, and this gives you access to this bolt, and this should be a 17. And then it gives you access to up here pretty easy. This pretty easy, just pops right out, no big deal. For these, you're gonna have to pull those shit handles down, and then there's a couple little tabs. I use that knife once again, pull those out, and then you can access 2 screws. For the lights, pretty easy. There's a little plastic cover. You pop that off with a trim tool, and that gives you access to 2 bolts. Hit the sunglass thing to come drop it down, and that gives you access to that other bolt right here, 3 bolts. Pull it out, undo this, pretty simple. And then for this one, pop the little plastic thing, gives you access to 2 bolts, and that's it. And that's pretty much it. That gives you access to everything. And getting ready to pull this thing out. One last thing, I almost forgot about the hardest part. So believe it or not, I spent more time trying to get rid of these than I did all the other stuff over there. But basically, these hold the sunglass visor thing, and it's hard because you got to get basically two screwdrivers or something to pop it off. So what I learned to do is just pop one side out and then kind of tug it like this. And once you have that out, wedge something in there so it won't go back up, and then work your way on the other side, and then it should pop right out. So I was trying to do it both at the same time, and that wasn't working. So that's the method that I recommend. Otherwise, you're probably gonna break. Almost forgot. There's one more thing. This is for the light that's held up there. This was kind of a pain, but I figured out how to do it. Just take a trim tool piece and wedge it on this side, and it should pop right out. I used that corner right there. I spent quite a bit of time on that. Yeah, that was a pain in the ass. But if you just wedge that trim tool piece right here on this side, it'll pop right out. All right, as you can tell, that bad boy's out. Looks like we got some wires we got to fix or undo. Looks like they taped some wires on the inside of the headliner, so we got to get that. Yep, got to get this this tape. I guess this ends up getting fed through here and all the way back there. So let me undo that real quick, and then we'll try to get it out. All right, as you can tell, these wires over here were fished all the way through the top of the headliner. Got those out, and now the moment I've been dreading this whole time, I'm gonna try to get this thing out without creasing it much. It's gonna get creased a little bit just because of the nature of things, but I'll try to minimize. I'm hoping not to have to take out the doors. If not, I might have to take one of these doors out, but we'll see what happens. All right, guys, there you have it. Headliner's out, and unfortunately, we did have to crease it. It's inevitable. There's just not enough space to get this thing out. The way they do it from the factory is they put it in before they put the windshield in. So if you want to go ahead and remove the windshield to get the headliner out, that's on you. Just try to minimize, if you're going to do it this method, try to minimize how much creasing you do. As you can tell, we do have a little bit right here. Fortunately for me, I'm overlaying this with new suede, so you shouldn't be able to see that. So I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, just try to minimize as much as you can. As you can tell, this thing is absolutely disgusting. And I don't smoke, I don't vape, I don't do any of that stuff. However, I do like to ride around with my windows down. And I think that's the reason why this is like this. 9 times out of 10, my windows are down in the Evo. I don't drive it in the rain, so yeah, I assume that's where all this dirt comes from. I think even though I'm replacing this material right here, I think I'm gonna end up rinsing this off just because I just don't want any dirt on it. My hands are literally dirty from just touching this. So I think I'm gonna rinse it off, let it dry, and then I'll start peeling that stuff. As far as the roof of the car, here's what it looks like. Pretty clean, no issues at all. So yeah, let's get to it. I'm gonna start cleaning these things, the headliner, and then I'm gonna start cleaning some of this stuff. Some of this stuff is dirty as well, as you can tell. So I'll start cleaning this stuff up, and then I'll go ahead and get to spray painting, and then we'll do the headliner stuff.